Introduction. Political theory is one of the core areas in political science. It is only in recent times that it has emerged as an academic discipline. Earlier, those who engaged this enterprise styled themselves as philosophers or scientists. Political theory is the most appropriate term to employ in designating that intellectual tradition which affirms the possibility of transcending the sphere of immediate practical concerns and viewing man's societal existence from a critical perspective. Political theory was political science in the full sense, and there could be no without theory. So, political theory may legitimately and accurately be science, used as synonymous with political science, political theory, and other interrelated terms. A distinction can be made between political theory and similar terms like political science, political philosophy, and political ideology, though many treat them interchangeably. The differentiation between political theory and political science arises because of the general shift in intellectual perceptions brought about by modern science. Political science has tried to provide plausible generalizations and laws about politics and political behavior. Political theory reflects upon political phenomenon, processes and institutions, and on actual political behavior. By subjecting it to philosophical or ethical criterion, it considers the question of the best political order, which is a part of a larger and a more fundamental question, namely, the ideal form of life that a human being ought to lead within larger community. In the process of answering immediate and local questions, it addresses perennial issues, which is why a study of the classical texts forms an important component of the discipline. A classic in political theory has the essential ingredients of a great literary work, which in spite of its local setting, deals with the perennial problems of life and society. It contains the quintessence of eternal knowledge and is an inheritance not of any one culture, place, people, or time, but of the entire humankind. Specific political theories cannot be considered as the correct or final understanding of an event. The meaning of an event is always open to future interpretations from new viewpoints, each explaining and analyzing from a particular standpoint or concern in political life. Furthermore, political theory is critical in its endeavor, for it gives an account of politics that rises above those of ordinary people. There is no tension between political theory and political science, for they differ in terms of their boundaries and jurisdiction, and not in their aim. Political theory supplies ideas, concepts, and theories for the purpose of analysis, description, explanation, and criticism, which in turn are incorporated in political science. Analytical philosophy provides general answers to questions such as what is justice, and deals with various other concepts, also the distinction between is and ought, and the larger issues of politics. Political philosophy is a part of normative political theory, for it attempts to establish interrelationships between concepts. It is, perhaps, accurate to say that every political philosopher is a theorist, though every political theorist is not a political philosopher. Political philosophy is a complex activity, which is best understood by analyzing the many ways that the acknowledged masters have practiced it. No single philosopher and no one historical age can be said to have defined it conclusively, any more than any one painter or school of painting has practiced all that we mean by painting. Analytical thought is the thought of the whole community that includes the writings and speeches of the articulate sections such as professional politicians, political commentators, society reformers, and ordinary persons of a community. Thought can be in the form of political treatises, scholarly articles, speeches, government policies and decisions, and also poems and prose that capture the anguish of the people. Thought is time-bound, for instance, the history of the 20th century. In short, political thought includes theories that attempt to explain political behavior, and values to evaluate it and methods to control it. Political theory, unlike thought, refers to the speculation by a single individual, usually articulated in treatises as models of explanation. It consists of theories of institutions, including that of the state, law, representation, and of election. The mode of inquiry is comparative and explanatory. Political theory attempts to explain the attitudes and actions arising from ordinary political life and to generalize about them in a particular context, This political theory is concerned about / with the relationships between concepts and circumstances. Political philosophy attempts to resolve or to understand conflicts between political theories, which might appear equally acceptable in given circumstances. What is political theory? 2. Approaches normative and empirical. Analytical ideology is a systematic and all-embracing doctrine, which attempts to give a complete and universally applicable theory of human nature and society, along with a detailed program of attaining it. John Locke is often described as the father of modern ideologies. Marxism is also a classic example of an ideology summed up in the statement that the purpose of philosophy is to change and not merely interpret the world. All political ideology is political philosophy, though the reverse is not true. The 20th century has seen many ideologies, like fascism, Nazism, communism, and liberalism. A distinctive trait of political ideology is its dogmatism, which, unlike political philosophy, precludes and discourages critical appraisal because of its aim to realize the perfect society. According to Gamin and Sabine, political ideology is a negation of political theory because an ideology is of recent origin and under the influence of positivism is based on subjective, unverifiable value preferences. Gamin, furthermore, distinguishes a political theorist from a publicist. According to him, while the former has a profound understanding of issues, the latter is concerned with immediate questions. Opals. Furthermore, Germino, like Plato, has distinguished between opinion and knowledge and stated the latter to be the starting point of a political theorist. Every political theorist has a dual role, that of a scientist and a philosopher, and the way he divides his roles will depend on his temperament and interests. Only City. By combining the two roles can he contribute to knowledge in a worthwhile manner. The scientific component of a theory can appear coherent and significant if the author has a preconceived notion of the aims of political life. The philosophical basis is revealed in the manner in which reality is depicted. Political theory is dispassionate and disinterested. As a science, it describes political reality without trying to pass judgment on what is being depicted either implicitly or explicitly. As a philosophy, it prescribes rules of conduct which will secure a good life for all in society and not simply for certain individuals or classes. The theorist will not himself have a personal interest in the politica arrangements of any one country or class or party. Devoid of such an interest, his vision of reality and his image of the good life will not be clouded, nor will his theory be special. The intention of an ideology is to justify a particular system of power in society. The ideologue is an interested party. His interest may be to defend things as they are or to criticize the status quo in the hope that a new distribution of power will come into being. Rather than disinterested prescription, we love rationalization. Rather than dispassionate description, we have a distorted picture of reality.